Not a good podcast. Not a good podcast. This is not a good podcast.
Not a good podcast.
This is Not a Good Podcast with PB and Johnny V, episode 3.
So we left off.
Hey, baby.
Yo.
Hey, I say we just go right into it.
Ever.
Hey, you guys know, my buddy Sharp, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got stories for days with Sharp. I don't know if I should tell this because his mom is still alive. So so Ryan, that's his name, Ryan. So there you go. We all call him Sharp. Anyways, so Sharp was raised poor, and then they just hit it big, like big time. They came up quick. And, I mean, he got super rich. And anyways, he had this massive house. It was like 15,000 square foot, huge. And they had this dog, man. Like, those people that just treat their dogs like people, It's like, oh, yeah. This is Spot.
Been there.
Been
there.
Man. Jay, you been there?
Jay, you had a baby dog. You dressed her up?
No, you did not.
I did not.
Hey, dude.
I was in the presence of a dog being dressed up.
So let me tell you what I did. Me and my buddies, we went over to Sharp's house one night to watch a football game and cook some steaks. His parents weren't home, but we had the goal in mind to see how many laxatives we could give his dog in one night.
What?
And so,
Poor dog.
I fed him one, and then my other buddy fed him one, and pretty soon we got through a whole box.
Oh my gosh! You killed that dog, didn't you?
We fed it to him in Oreos.
You killed the dog.
No. I thought he was going to crap everywhere.
He did.
We didn't, not that night, and I kept wondering. I was like, "Why the heck is this
crap?
dog not crapping?" It's so.
It was
The next day, my buddy called me. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with my dog. But he woke up this morning like yelling to get outside, dude. And before he could do it, man, he messed all over
the
himself.
ceiling, probably.
How many laxatives did the dog take total?
I don't know how many's in a box.
Ballpark.
18?
Oh, God.
12? Probably 12?
What?
How
big was this dog?
It was a German Shepherd, man.
Okay, he can handle it.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
I'm thinking like a Chihuahua, man.
No, man. He was big. He's a big old boy. But, oh gosh, man. It was just, oh man. My first real job, my family owned that business. But they're like, you need to get out and work for somebody else to see how good you got it. I worked the loading dock at a feed and seed store. That was rough work, man.
You had to be there early.
I made like $5.80. I made $5.80 an hour.
They paid you in nickels.
Yeah.
I didn't know, man. I was just so used to
Sorry, I don't have my checkbook. I'll pay you in dimes.
Put it on my tab.
Oh, yeah. It was like, well, I'm going to go get lunch. And then I'd go get lunch, and I'd spend my entire paycheck just getting lunch. I mean, it was so bad, man. Gosh, I hated it. And so I just...
Wait, didn't you get fired from that one job?
No, I just stopped. I stopped going. I stopped going. I just stopped showing
I guess
up.
you quit.
Yeah.
Well, what was the story? You got a soda from inside, or you?
No. So I don't know, man. I figure, if you're working somewhere, you get free stuff. So I just decided, man, it was cold. They made me it was like January, February, and I had to sit out there waiting on these dang farmers to come pick up their feed. And I just got, man, I got to the point where I found a feral cat and just, but I was like, I got to go inside and they wouldn't allow me to stand inside because it didn't look good. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about, dude? We are in the middle of nowhere out here.
Were you like at attention outside, or like what do you?
You need to stand out there on the docks just to make sure when people show up, you just, load their trucks, whatever. And so, anyways, I went in to go get a hot
Can't you look through
chocolate.
the window?
No, dude, I went up there. I got a hot chocolate and a pack of gum, and I walked out. And the lady at the front was like, "Hey, where you going?" I was like, "I'm just getting a snack. I'm cold." You know, she's like, "You got to pay for that." I was like, "You have got to be kidding me!" Like 25 cents for a pack of Swiss hot chocolate with the little marshmallows
Oh my
on
gosh.
it, and a small pack of juicy fruit for another 25 cents.
Oh,
I mean, dude, it was
Good deal, though.
that's a pretty good deal.
oh, man, but it just sucked, man.
I had a summer job as a postmaster on an island. It was just a one like room post office.
Yeah.
The mail boat came to drop off the mail every day. I had to be there at 6:30. I gave away so many stamps that summer.
Never worked there again.
Oh man, I owed $6 at the end of the summer.
Man.
And to this day, they talked about me. Like
We're trying to recover, man. A stamp's like $3 these days.
well, no, that had to been
40 years ago.
I was 12 or 13. I had to been 13. Didn't know how to count much, but I used to drive my boat into town and get like pastries.
Oh, yeah.
And then I brought it into like the front of the post office and like sold donuts. I made so much money
They're like,
with
"Here-
donuts and coffee.
Here comes that little turd again.
And then, oh my goodness. And I had candy and everything. That was my first entrepreneurial job, maybe. Other than like the dog walking thing. I did dog walking.
oh, man.
And I had-
Don't be proud of that.
Made money.
I tell you, I've always...
And I babysat my best friend.
It's so weird, man.
He was my neighbor.
Wait.
Remember Jesse?
Okay.
Neighbor Jesse? So he was like 3 years younger. And then I got paid to play GoldenEye until his parents got home.
N64?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the best.
I've always been
Until they stopped
one...
paying me because we became too good friends.
I've always been one to like...
He used to come over to my house and smell the plants, saying, I'm like, what are you doing, Jesse? And he's like, just getting oxygen.
I met Jesse once.
Yeah.
There was a transfer of a grill between families.
Oh.
I had to pick up the grill. And he seems like a plant smeller.
He's the funniest guy.
He's the guy that goes in your house and like picks your drains when he's over for lunch or something. I got to go to the bathroom.
for
I'll
the
be
fun of
back.
it?
And he's like, wonder what's in this drain.
Hey, do you have a bag? Get a Ziploc bag. Oh, we used to run around the yard like with like headphones and do like 007 games and like.
And he was like 15.
No, he was young. I was 15.
And he was your
I
best
wasn't 15.
friend?
I wasn't 15. No, I had to been like 10.
How old
and he was
was
like
he?
8.
Okay. That's
And
not
then
bad.
yeah, and then I moved it.
It
when
would
I
have
was
been
12.
weird if it was like you were 15, he was 10
7.
or 8. That's like my best friend, man. He just loved to smell my hair.
All right, man. He's a good guy.
I'll
Jesse,
tell you.
if you're out there, keep sniffing plants, man.
Keep sniffing it, man.
Do you?
I mean, he was my friend during the back brace era.
Gosh.
Your only friend.
Well, like I had pneumonia one winter, and everyone.
Grief, man. Have you ever seen Little Giants? The movie that was you, dude.
I was-
What was that little kid's name?
There's a
What was
winter.
his name? What
The
was that
winter of
character's name?
'96. Everyone was jumping off the roof because of the winter storm.
They're like,
the,
make room for PB.
the snowbanks were
can't
up to
put
the
my
second
arms
floor,
down.
and everyone was jumping off the roof. But I had pneumonia that winter, and
Pneumonia, back,
back
brace, and his Tourette's.
Well, yeah, I was out of school a long time for pneumonia too. I went to the hospital. I was like on my deathbed. They thought I had cystic fibrosis.
Good gosh,
Yeah.
man.
Well, the back brace didn't help when you walked in.
No.
Sure.
I didn't have the back brace on. I think this was before back brace.
That's a life.
Walking into school with a inhaler and a nebulizer did not do wonders for my social game.
Hey, PB.
I'm in the back of the classroom.
Hey, guys.
With
Screw
this,
you,
like,
man.
the back of the classroom.
Man, I bet
listening to the
everybody thinks I'm
lecture
so cool.
with smoke coming out, look like a Darth Vader mask.
Come on, PB. We're going to go have fun. Wait.
I need my steroid inhaler. My mom says I can't go outside. It's winter.
Oh my!
Do you
Gosh,
think the snowsuit would have fit over the back brace?
It didn't. You had to put it over the snowsuit.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh my gosh.
You poor child. God love you. That's funny though.
My mom swore I was allergic to.
Please keep it going.
She swore I was. She swore I was allergic to Skittles. I don't understand. I had an allergic reaction
To Skittles?
just one time. My back of my throat swole up.
Somebody
Probably
roofied
because-
you again.
No, my grandma's dog was disgusting. I probably got sick because like I inhaled a dog clump of fur. And she swore I was allergic to Skittles. I couldn't have Skittles for like 4 years.
Oh, oh my God.
I used to sneak them all the time.
Oh,
Mom,
man.
you don't know anything.
Wow. Oh man, we are so far off track right now about PBs.
Well, hey, we've talked about a lot of
Pitiful
trauma
life.
here
It's so much
in
trauma.
episode 3. Let's spread a little joy here. Hey, we've got some reviews.
Yeah,
Oh, please.
already.
5 stars from Randy Daytona 1.
Oh,
That's what a name.
that is a
Hilarious.
name. Randy Daytona. Randy D, baby.
Where's the Daytona track?
Daytona, Florida.
Daytona Beach. Are you serious?
Wow.
Are you serious?
I was thinking Atlanta. Oh my gosh.
It's the Atlanta of Florida. Daytona. Randy Daytona says,
He's
Man.
from Florida. Okay.
yeah, he's got to be. Non-stop laughter, hilarious, edgy, clean, interesting, with an exclamation mark. You have to listen to these guys.
Hey, Randy, thank you so much,
Thank you,
brother.
Randy.
We appreciate
Got,
that.
Sure, man.
got another review here. Best podcast ever. Well, it's not a good podcast. It's the best podcast
best.
ever.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
perfect.
If you need a good laugh, this is for you. Love these guys. Best podcast I've heard in a long time. Thanks, guys. That's from Brittany.
Brittany.
Oh, thank you, Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany. We appreciate it.
Hey, we're reaching the women demographic. That's great.
That's true.
Or it could be a guy.
You never know these days.
Never know.
You don't know, man. I mean, there's so many people out there that's identifying as just like, I don't know, anything, man.
Anything. There's
weird.
There's so many genders now.
No,
There's not.
There's only
though.
two.
There's two.
they're just
So,
mentally deranged.
We appreciate those of you mentally deranged and not for reviewing our podcast. Thank you for the 5 stars.
I
That
tell you
helps us.
what, with a name like Randy Daytona, you know he's identifying as a man. He doesn't even know how to spell identify. He is just a man.
Daytona, Florida.
I tell you,
Daytona.
I'd like to hear from him. I tell you what, Randy, if you could email us your information, we will have you on the show if you hear this.
Hey, dude, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, hey,
Absolutely. Yep.
I've got an idea here.
Okay.
Since we're talking about Florida, this great state we live in, what is your favorite thing about living in the free state of Florida
Ooh.
in 2023?
It's like living in a free country.
This feels like America 1980. We just got a concealed carry.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
Last week,
Last week.
we can carry around
A weapon.
a weapon
For
without
the-
having a concealed weapons license for the state of Florida as
For
of
the-
last week.
for
That's
the
right.
same parameters of someone that has to qualify to receive a permit.
Yep.
So the same rules apply. Like if you get pulled over and you're a felon, you're still going to go to jail for having
Yep.
a gun,
Yep. Which you should.
which you should.
But I
Shouldn't
tell
have
you,
a gun.
there's going to be a lot of bad days for these criminals out there.
Absolutely.
Oh man, I tell you.
Jay, you wish you had a gun in college when you were visiting Florida?
Actually, when I was visiting Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Oh, was it North Carolina?
Okay, yeah.
You heard of it?
No,
You been
oh,
there?
yeah, heck yeah.
I thought it was Ocala.
No.
I thought it was when you were doing your internship.
No, I did an internship in Ocala 2009.
It was during your internship, wasn't it?
No, this was, I think it may have been the year before that.
Okay. Tell us about that.
Yes, I was on a traveling boy band. I'll just say
Oh, my gosh.
Christian boy band.
Wow.
What
You
was
just
it?
set yourself up, man.
Crimson Flood.
What does that mean?
Well,
Oh, it was a Christian band.
Christian band.
Okay.
We got made fun of for that name,
I bet you did.
Bet you
but it wasn't our choice. Hey,
by the Christians.
It was the early 2000s,
the Christians
man.
made fun of you
It was
for
the
that.
early 2000s. They're like, man, these boys are.
Sonic Flood.
hey, got a great idea.
I have not heard that name in so long, dude.
Oh, man.
Great idea. We'll take Sonic Flood. Drop Sonic. Let's add Crimson.
Crimson Flood.
Crimson Flood. And that was the ministry team name. No offense to the person who named
rain on my
that team.
brain.
Anyway, yeah, so we were traveling.
How many?
How many?
Were you like a foursome, fivesome?
We had?
Did you dance too?
Did you have the Bieber haircuts?
I was on the back line in the band. There were 3 vocalists, and then there was probably, I'm going to say about 5 instrumentalists and a sound guy.
Were you on tour?
Yeah. I mean, like,
Whoa, you were.
yeah, it was like what's the thing where they give you the money to do the
You
things?
got, not sponsored, endowment scholarship. Yeah,
That's the
okay.
one. Yeah.
So they made you work for that money.
Yeah.
I bet they did.
But it was like, yeah, you would like tour, and then you would like do the
Did you sing?
the recruiting for the college.
Okay.
So I did some.
It's like, boy, you come listen to this band. You're really going to want to go to that college.
Are they still around? Is that name still around?
I don't know what they've done.
Like,
I think they just have
I'm
like
pulling them up.
they have like
Crimson
a whole
Flood.
worship collective now. They're doing that thing.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Last I checked, that's what was going on. But anyway, yeah. So we're touring. We're down in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Everything's going great. Having a good time. Then me and I guess it would have been 2 other band guys and the sound guy. We didn't eat that night, so we were like, "Hey, let's go get some Krispy Kreme donuts or something." Because we found one. Went there in our 15-passenger van, grabbed it, and we're hauling a trailer for all of the sound gear. Grab a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts a piece, and we're just like eating them. Get back to the little hotel that we're staying at. This kid comes around. He's like, "Hey man, y'all got any drugs?" This kid's like 13.
Drugs?
Yeah.
Drugs?
This is at night, and we had not been working at any Outback Steakhouses recently.
Nope.
So none of us had any drugs.
You
on us.
didn't even know what a drug was.
No.
No.
We
Neither
we
did
were all
I.
about that Crimson Flood. That was all
Yep.
we cared about. And
Did you sing at Liberty University? Because I found a video. Are you in this? Are you in this?
What year is this? What
I
year is
thought
this
we were
video?
using fake names.
We're gonna get sued by Jared, bro.
Oh no. Well,
Oh yeah, he's not there.
anyway.
Oh, I'm just asking if you were singing there because they're playing a concert there in this video.
It could be, yeah, I could be up there.
I mean, that's a lot of people, man.
Yeah, I did have to lead worship for a large
I
amount
mean, it
of
looks like
students.
there's probably 40,000 people in there.
That's a lot of people.
Convo?
This is
What
combo.
did you know that guy?
I do know him. That he was after me though.
Okay, so never mind then.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be older than that. But anyway, we're in Rocky Mount. We had the donuts. This kid comes up. He's like, "You got any drugs?" We're like, "We don't have any drugs." He mumbles something, and then
A kid in your band asked if they had drugs.
No, someone, like a street
kid
person.
just shows up. It's the middle of the night. We're in a Motel 6 parking lot, and mumbles
perfect.
something, and then he starts walking back, and he goes between the back of the van and the trailer, and we think he's trying to like unlatch the trailer or something.
He's tweaking.
So we're all just kind of watching him, and then he comes around. He's got a gun drawn on us. He's got buddies. They come running out of nowhere.
Now it's getting
We
interesting.
saw this one guy like just do his hand under his shirt.
It wasn't
Anyway.
a gun under his shirt, probably.
Yeah. If you're gonna rob someone, make sure it's not 4 broke college kids.
What
They
did
said,
you?
they
What
said
did
we
they
don't want
take?
your phones. We just want the wallets. We're like,
It's like,
okay.
dude, my phone's more than what I got in my wallet.
So we gave them the wallets.
Inside my wallet is a
Criminals
track.
are dumb, man. Criminals are so dumb. I arrested a guy one time.
They arrested a Christian boy
Hey,
band.
No.
I mean, they're not arrested. They stole from a Christian boy band. They stole tracks out of their wallets.
Yeah.
They got saved from that.
Anyway.
Robbery?
Well, anyway.
Hey, that'd be a new way to witness to people. Just have
Get
wallets with
full of tracks.
full of like dollar bill tracks, and then just walk by them.
I had a
So
card
here's
that
this-
flipped one way, it said death, and the other way it said life. They would have found that in my wallet at that age.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cool.
Choose wisely, right?
Yeah, choose wisely.
Anyway, they wind up, like, they catch the guys later, the cops do. They wind up arresting 18 kids.
18
What?
kids.
Yeah. Like all ages from 13 to 17, all teenagers,
Just
part of some
punks.
gang thing. The town had to institute a
Curfew.
curfew. They found all of our wallets,
What?
and we got moved into a DoubleTree that night.
Wow.
Nice.
You got an
warm
upgrade.
cookie.
Free cookies.
Yeah.
So wait, did you have to do like a lineup? Did you just
Oh yeah. We had to go into the station, and we were there late.
That's the guy.
Well, they didn't have them. We didn't have to identify them, but they tell us we can leave because they finally have them. They called all their parents, so they had us walk out in the middle of all their
embarrassing.
parents.
Whoa.
And they said the guy was like, "Don't say anything to him. Just go get in the car and leave." And so we're hearing them all saying, "Those must be the guys." Well,
It was.
I had
there's
a
not too many people in this police station at 2:00 in the morning. Probably was.
Hey, I had a guy I arrested one time, and I mean, criminals they're dumb, man. They
Yeah.
really are. But his bail was set to $50,000, and so
Whoa.
he got on the phone and started talking to his mama, and they said, "Well, how much is the actual bail bondsman going to charge?" I said, 10%. And
Yeah.
he's like, "Man, that ain't nothing, man. $500." I said, "No, that's $5,000, dude." He's like, "You're tripping, man. 10% ain't, $5,000 ain't 10% of 50,000." I'm like, "Dude, yeah, it is." He's like, "I'll be out here tomorrow." I think that boy's probably still in there.
He
I mean,
probably
he had
is.
no idea. No idea.
These redneck guys that you arrested, I
Oh,
tell you,
man.
man. Sheesh.
Yeah. So,
I saved my wife from that life.
oh yeah.
It's true.
We're getting a nod from PB's wife,
So we left off
PBW.
last week's episode with talking about
Worst
your
job.
worst job. So you said that. We talked about your worst, well, not your worst job, your just most unfortunate job you've ever had.
Yeah. I've made the most of every job, even that one.
You know, I've not really had terrible jobs. I mean, I've done some stuff where I've like had to clean crappers, and I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit though. And when Craigslist came out, that really opened up a whole new world for me
Oh,
to make
man.
money.
It's crazy now. It was crazy back then.
Oh, dude. So, we were talking about this the other night, but you know, I had this. One of the things I used to do was I had a garage. My grandpa bought this big piece of property, this mobile home park, and in this big field there was a huge two-car garage, and so I just would, you know, at 15 years old, he gave it to me, so we would just buy. My brother and I would buy and sell cars and just little things here and there. We'd install stereo systems and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
but as Craigslist came out, you know, I got into the military and I left home, but I still, you know, kept up with Asheville. For those of you that don't know, it's just a dump.
What's
now.
what's the name? Keep Asheville weird.
Keep Asheville weird and a cesspool of sin. And it's just the worst, man. It's like the San Francisco of the South.
How could it be so bad with that name? I just don't. San Francisco of the South.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To Portland.
That's where I used to be a cop. But anyway, so, but there's a lot of hippies, like gullible hippies that move there.
Like tent people.
Yeah. Transients, Trustafarians, right? Trustafarians. That's what we call them. Trust fund kids who think they've had a hard life, and man, they just want to, they want to stick it to the man and all that junk. I don't know,
Dream catchers in their Pinto.
So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to take advantage of these idiots, and so there's a lot of these mysticism people that move to Asheville because they think that the Appalachian Mountains have like this mystical power and all that stuff. It's true.
That's where the Nephilim were.
Well, anyways, I decided, you know what I'm going to do?
Bigfoot's up there.
I'm going to jar dirt and just sell it to these idiots and just tell them it's got powers,
That's amazing.
And so, I created this whole big
dirt, just
business,
regular dirt?
Just right up behind the house. Just right out of the driveway.
Clay dirt? Was it clay?
I mean, if it rained, it was muddy, and if it would dry, it was dusty, man. I mean, it's just,
oh my gosh.
Some had grass in it, and others just, hey, if I need $5, let me just stop on the side of the road and pick up some gravel, put it in a jar, and just sell the thing.
What?
Yeah.
Like Craigslist?
Oh, yeah. So anyways.
How far did this go?
I created this whole big thing on Craigslist, and man, I wish so bad I could find the old post. But so my business was mystical Appalachian soil.
Someone's gonna do this after they hear this.
Oh yeah. Hey, I do it because there's people out there that are stupid enough to. I mean, you can make probably a few $100 a day off selling your own dirt, and so.
I mean, dirt is pretty expensive now.
No, I'm not talking I mean, good dirt, for your yard and all that stuff. I'm talking about like, this is just crap. Like I'd go to a baseball field and fill up some dirt. So anyways, I even had a name, like an alias, Cedar Zane. That was my name. And my slogan was,
It sounds like a drug dealer, man. You chose a drug dealer's name.
Oh, dude, I'm not an environmentalist. I'm an earth warrior. Oh, dude, and the whole about me was just like, our forefathers have walked the ground for thousands of years, and people have come from all walks of life to feel the healing powers of Mother Nature, and just a whole bunch of bull crap. And I tell you, I kid you not, man, after the first day, I had 4 people contact me wanting to buy dirt.
Oh, my goodness.
I got scared. I got scared because I'm like, I told my brother, man, I was
how
like.
How could this turn bad?
I don't know, man.
This is Craigslist. You had to show up and give them the dirt.
Oh, yeah.
There was no eBay shit.
And I tried to talk my brother into taking the dirt. No, you can't ship.
Yeah.
No,
what are they going to pay you in? Like potatoes?
I don't know, man. But it's like I had a guy reached out to me, and it was like he was embarrassed for himself.
What did he say?
It was just sort of like, hey, man. Like someone like Brian Drugs. It's like if you're standing in a corner, like you're standing in a corner, you're selling drugs, and it's like here comes this little white boy that's never bought drugs before, and he's like, "Hey, man, you really selling?
I got some parsley."
And he's like, "Yo, is this real?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah, it's real. What do you want, man?" I've got quart jars of they're just mason jars or little bitty.
I got to move it now.
What is it? 8-ounce jars, ball jars, you know? And
sealed top.
My brother was just like, this is getting too real. You can't sell dirt to these people, man. What do you? And I said, listen, man, all you got to do is just go to the back of the house, fill up some jars of dirt, and just go meet these idiots, and we'll make $120.
Man, they sell holy water. You could sell dirt, magical dirt.
I don't know. It's just, I mean, back home, rules didn't, there are rules that are outside of where I grew up. Like, they didn't apply. Last week we were talking about my driver's ed teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did we ever finish that?
So, last time what we left off is he took you to his house.
Yeah.
For the final exam.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get any follow-up from that.
Passed with flying colors, by the way.
Cedar Zane.
It was cool, man. He showed me all of his guns and
trophies and stuff like that, like the
just
deer and.
It's so crazy.
How
though.
old was
like,
he?
I don't. Back then, it was probably late 50s.
Was he single?
The weird thing was, I didn't think it was weird that some old man was taking me to his house and like, hey, come down to my den.
He was,
you know,
he was grooming you,
like
man.
I could have just walked straight into
was-
like a Buffalo Bill situation,
He's
man.
grooming you for. He's gonna kidnap you.
I don't know, man, but you know what? It was
Put you in
weird. Like he
chains.
wasn't there the next year. He was gone.
Probably because he did it to some other kid.
I mean, dude, we could have walked in that house. I could have walked in that house, and there could have been people there. And I'm just like, man, it's really cool. You know, like you're showing me your new 270, and
I used to walk into my neighbor's house and ask for fruit.
man, you're so weird.
I just sat down and just at the kitchen table and just talking,
Leave him alone.
eat a banana.
Look at him, Harry. Got a back brace, cusses at everybody. Little Susie outside tried
Well,
talking
Mom
to him,
told
and he
me,
said
she's
"F
like-
you" 3 times.
Takes a hit of the nebulizer.
I was like,
You know what?
They turn around and you're allergic to it because you're.
I was the sweetest kid and I started cursing. I just,
Golly, man.
It was the Skittles.
I think it was a Skittles. There's lack of Skittles. This segment brought to you by Skittles.
Taste the rainbow.
Oh yeah, taste the rainbow.
So we want to finish with a segment called Annoyance of the Week.
Oh,
You all
okay.
have one. You all have one, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to start. I was getting my tires put on.
Sorry, I'm sitting here. I'm like, what? I mean, weak people are people too, Matthew.
Annoyance of the weak people
Yes, only the strong survive. You know what? Yeah, this is a man's podcast.
of the last 7 days. So I was at a tire store. I bought my tires on Amazon because they were too expensive. The tire store.
This is the most boring story my
No,
wife will
no.
hear of the week.
No, this is okay.
Guns,
the most boring.
Bike stores and
tire
tires.
stores.
It gives her a headache.
So
I
listen
not
to
right?
this. John,
She hates them.
Johnny's wife will like this story. So remember the days of dial-up.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to check out for 40 minutes. The guy lost Wi-Fi. And they were running the whole shop off of, what are those? Remember those, like, you plug it into your phone. There's a hotspot.
Hotspots. Oh yeah, I had one of those when I was in the military, man. Yeah.
They had 3 computers, and it was my turn for the hotspot, and they had to plug it in, connect to the hotspot to process the card.
Where
It wouldn't
was this?
even print. They wouldn't even their whole.
So what annoyed you? What annoyed you the most?
It took me like 40 minutes to check out. The tires were on my car. They had my card in hand. I was so irritated. If they were chewing, it would have made it so much worse.
Would you have said something? No.
No, there's nothing I could have done. I was just. There was a line of like 4 people behind me. This is 5:20. They close at 5. Take your pills.
I should. I hit snooze. What was the thing the other day, honey, where you told me to? You said, "Calm down, just be nice." What was that? It annoyed the crap out of me, and I wanted to just. You remember what it was? Jay, what annoys you? Because I got to think of this.
Annoyance of the week?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I just right off the top of my head, I can tell you, I drive a lot for my job. I work about 30 minutes away. So I'm either on an interstate or a major highway. And I have lived here for a year, and I don't understand why people will drive at a snail's pace on the left lane,
The fast lane.
the fast lane of a major highway, major interstate,
On a 3-lane road.
3-lane, 2-lane, any lane besides one. It annoys me constantly. I say words I'm not proud of.
But your cars shouldn't be in that lane.
I am a portable party Ford Fiesta. And if a Ford Fiesta is passing you. Get out of the way.
He got gerbils in that engine.
Oh man, it takes a good 15 seconds to get going.
How
But once it's there,
how often
we're
do you have
good.
to fill up that tank?
Maybe once a week, $30.
That's not
Great
bad.
miles.
Not bad.
You know, though, people
gotta
go,
fill
man,
like-
that's not
fantastic.
Like $80.
That's not bad, man. But you're filling up the same amount. Of, like, you're having to fill up once a week.
Yeah,
What about it? But it's $30.
it's
I
less.
mean, I guess it's true.
That's like 12 gallons.
I bought that car off Carvana.
It
Our
just showed up.
sponsor this hour, Carvana. They may be going bankrupt, but they'll still sell you a car online.
It just showed up.
Just showed up. They said, take it around, and let us know what you think. I said,
You just drive it to the end of the street and drove it
I
back.
literally
I
drove
think
it to
it
the end of the
works.
street. I said, hey, that's good.
The front end squeals.
You know,
The radio doesn't work. I don't need the radio though.
You don't need it.
that's not bad.
What about you, man?
I tell you, man, when my kids pass gas, it annoys the crap out of me.
You're the worst, though.
That's the thing. It's like, I can do it.
But they
because
can't.
I pay the bills.
That's right.
But when my kids do it, it annoys me. It grosses me out. In fact, I make them do like air squats anytime.
They every time they fart.
Yeah. I'll make them do wall sits or air squats.
Is that French for squats?
Air squat.
Wall
Yeah, well,
socks?
like just
I
air,
got you.
air squatting. You know?
You make your kids do laps if they get in trouble.
Yeah, if they get in trouble, sometimes
This is all physical like torture.
I have a stump that's in my backyard from a tree we cut down. Sometimes I make them stand on the stump and hold their arms out.
You're a monster.
Well, it's just, look, man, I'm not.
They did that in the village.
Why
They
would
did do that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, one time, I mean,
They love you though.
I make them hold, like, if they say they hate each other,
Yeah.
I make them say 5 good things about the other one, or I make them hold hands and walk in the yard for 20 minutes straight, and they have to hold hands.
It's good.
Yeah.
I mean that's like a positive pain.
Yeah. Or like, man, I tell you, when I was in boot camp one time, and this worked, we got in trouble, and I had to stand at attention with a salute for probably a good 2 hours. And so when my kids get in trouble, I like to be, I put a lot of thought into my punishments,
You're so dark.
You would have to stand at. Sorry, you would have to stand
and
salute for 2 hours.
Stand and salute. So what happened was we had to stand and salute, and so our drill instructor was like, "We're going to do the national anthem, and everybody has a word, and you have to go around the entire barracks bay and not mess up." And it took us over 2 hours. So I'd be
my
like,
goodness.
"Oh," then you would say, you say, "Can you see
See?
by the dot?"
Dot.
And then just keep going around. And we'd almost be there, man.
Somebody would mess
And then
it up.
somebody'd mess up. And then you'd hate that person.
Yeah.
And you'd be talking a bunch of
Come on,
smack.
Robbie!
Yeah, you'd be like,
Is that later in the night?
"Oh, yeah,"
there's a
because
lock in a sock
you're trying so hard to go to
situation?
bed, right? And then you'd be giving that guy crap. And then the next time you'd mess up. And then everybody's like, "What's wrong with you, Johnny?" It's like, "Shut up, man." So anyways, what I do is like I make my kids stand at attention sometimes for 15 minutes without moving, or I'll make them salute for like 10 minutes. And
You poor
that,
kids.
that first like 30 seconds are like, "Nah, this ain't bad."
yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll see how you feel in 5 minutes." And then they're in tears in 5 minutes. They're like, "It's so heavy." And dude, that's the thing.
I'm so sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to.
I don't have to lift a finger, man.
Yeah.
I just say, "Get it attention."
What they don't know is they don't have to do it. They don't have to do it.
In my house, they do.
Back in the day, you're like, why did I follow through with all those punishments?
Because I'm going to drop the hammer if they
Yeah.
don't.
We had the
And-
wooden spoon growing up. I used to hide the wooden spoons.
My dad made me go pick a switch.
I had 5 wooden spoons underneath my bed that I hid. I heard it come out of the container.
Your mom walks in,
like
she's like,
it's like shing,
Where
baby.
are the spoons?
Yeah. Where's all the wooden spoons?
I bought 6 this week.
I swear, we moved. They found like a stash of them underneath my bed.
My brother used to hide things, man. He was a sweet tooth. He had a sweet tooth, man. He loved candy. And I remember this one house we lived in. He was probably 11,
Yeah.
10. And when we moved out of the house, we went to go clean his room out, and my brother had put Halloween candy like in the furnace in the floor.
What?
He had stuck it in the back of his closet. I mean, and my mom's a neat freak. Like, you can ask my wife; she'll be up at 5 a.m. Swiffering. You know, she will, man.
She doesn't let you nap, man. You wake up because of her.
Oh yeah. And so, anyways, we were cleaning.
She says there's no time for naps.
We were cleaning in the back of my brother's. My brother was gone that weekend, so we were just like, hey, you know, my mom's like, hey, Johnny, you know, come clean. Let's help pack your brother's room up. You know, by the time he gets back, we're ready to move. And so we are in this little turd's closet, and we pull out this Tommy Hilfiger.
Shoebox?
No, a bag, like a duffel bag.
Okay.
Duffel bag.
He had a candy go bag.
Dude, there was, he had hid
Sounds like a great
candy
idea.
for years back in this little hole. And there was a mouse that had gotten in there and ate itself to death.
Inside the bag?
Oh, yeah. Like it
He had a diabetic coma.
Oh, dude, I tell you, man, he lived his life. We found that thing. It had a wrapper in its mouth. It was a little one. I mean, it couldn't have been more than 2 inches, but it had part of a wrapper in its. I mean, you could tell he went to town and he loved it, man. He died happy.
Died happy.
Yeah. But my little brother, my mom's like, Colton, you could have burned the dang house down. We've had wrappers in the furnace and everything, man. So I don't know how we got to that from being annoyed or whatever, but.
That's fine. This is not a good podcast. We can talk about it whatever we want.
We can just go with it, man.
That was my childhood, though. I mean, I don't know. It was just so funny, but that's my life.
Well, that's all the time we have today.
Thanks for listening to the Not a Good Podcast. We'll catch you guys next time.
Yes! You gotta take your pills again.
Oh, gosh.
You've been listening to Not a Good Podcast. Tune in next time